Ever since I started feeding brine shrimp, live baby brine shrimp to my fish room, my fry production has actually increased, and the rate of growth, the growth rate, I think is how I should say it, of my fry has actually increased as well. Now, with there being a new brine shrimp egg on the market, I thought it'd be interesting to do a side-by-side test, a full comparison, so you can make the better decision on which brine shrimp you should buy for your fish room. So we're down here in the fish room tonight, and we are using the Zis brine shrimp hatcher. I think it's the official name is the Artemia blender. So this is a 2-liter brine shrimp hatchery. Links will be down in the description below for all the products we're referencing here. I bought one from Aquarium Co-Op, and he was kind enough to send me out a second one as the brand ambassador program. So this is going to be our test kits here for this, and we are going to be loading these up per the recommendation of each manufacturer. Now, each manufacturer is so close on their instructions that it's going to be fairly simple to follow, and we're just going to kind of, level the playing field on what we're going to do with these. So each hatcher has been loaded with water. You'll fill the water to 2 liters. Now, this is a 2-liter brine shrimp hatcher. You can actually fill this a little bit more, which I've done in the past, but for testing purposes, using 2 liters of water. Now, what we're going to be testing is the one I've been using up until now, actually, is the premium grade brine shrimp from Brine Shrimp Direct. Now, this is a local company to me, and I'm very fortunate to have them because I kind of think Utah is one of the top brine shrimp places in the world. With the Great Salt Lake, we have an immense amount of brine shrimp coming out of Utah. So we're going to be using the premium grade brine shrimp eggs from Brine Shrimp Direct. They claim a 90% hatch rate, and then what we're going to be testing it against is the new one on the market from Aquarium Co-Op. Now, this is just their brand label. They call, they also say a 90% hatch rate. Now, the big difference though, these are the most similar containers I can get. End of the video, stick around. We're going to be doing a full cost breakdown on both of the brine eggs. So I think that will be interesting to see what people can, that's what people want to know about these. You want to see a visual test comparison, but also how much does this cost. So part of the test is using the brine shrimp from Brine Shrimp Direct. I'm going to be using the generic rock salt that I've been using. This is just generic water softener salt with no additives. I bought it at Home Depot for like $4 for 40 pounds. And then on the Aquarium Co-Op eggs, as part of the package they sent out to me, it's the Aquarium Salt by Fritz. And I don't think the salt necessarily affects the brine shrimp hatch rate, but I want to test Aquarium Co-Op system versus a system I've been using in the past. So let's go ahead and get both of these set up, and we'll come back 24 hours later to see how they hatched out. So for each test, we're going to be using 2 tablespoons of salt, and for that I just have my measurements here. Where is it? So the hatcher on the left side here, so my left, is going to be the one we're going to set up with the Brine Shrimp Direct eggs that have the 90% hatch rate. So we're going to use 2 tablespoons of rock salt. This is just what I've been using. I kind of say 2 heaping tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons there. And then measure out the eggs. And we're actually going to be using the measurement spoon that came with the Brine Shrimp Direct eggs. Now, if we're already going kind of on a comparison side, I really like that they send out a spoon. So, super simple twist off top. Now, their directions say 1/2 teaspoon per liter of water. So we're going to load up 2 scoops. A really tight area here. Now, you can get all these measurement spoons on Amazon, all that kind of a thing. So 2 scoops. And now that one's loaded. Lid back on, and we're going to come over to the right hand side here, and this one is going to be the Aquarium Co-Op eggs. So we're going to use the Fritz salt as we stated before. Get this open, and this again is going to be 2 tablespoons of salt. Now we're going to load it up with the same amount. So what is it? Half a teaspoon per liter of water on the Aquarium Co-Op eggs. Now this one's a little more interesting to get into. As if you can see, it has this aluminum top, so it's definitely gonna seal it up a little better, but man, it has become like a pain in the butt to actually get this thing open. There we go. So once you get that open, if this is a brand new can of eggs, you're gonna have another seal here. And after you unseal that, you have your packaged sealed brine shrimp eggs. So they want to make these legs last a very long time. All right. So now we're gonna get our measurements again. So again, half a teaspoon per liter of water. Now I will say you can practically triple the amount that's recommended to put in these hatchers. I've done it, but for testing purposes, for a side-by-side testing purpose, I want to follow their instructions on how they recommend hatching this. So get that loaded back up, and then we're gonna turn the air on both of these. Again, I have it tapped into my central air system for the fish room, so I thought about doing this with like USB air pumps. I just don't have a plug close enough to get two plugged in. So we're gonna run with this. We're gonna try and get the air dialed in to be almost close, and then we're gonna come back here in 24 hours and get a visual test on which brine shrimp egg hatched the best. So after the initial testing was done, so after 24 hours later, I heat my fish room so I don't have to worry about temperature. Initial testing done, come back down here, and the first thing that I noticed doing a side-by-side comparison is the separation of unhatched egg and hatched shell from the actual live baby brine shrimp now. So again, on the left-hand side is the Brine Shrimp Direct Premium grade. On the right-hand side is the new Aquarium Co-Op eggs, and immediately it's very visible to see the separation of the eggs. The difference of it, the one on the Brine Shrimp Direct here, a lot of the unhatched eggs and even shell of the eggs, ended up settled down to the bottom of the sieve with the live baby brine shrimp, making it very difficult to separate. Over on the co-op eggs, it was a completely different story. Everything floated to the top and made it super easy to separate. So on that note, Aquarium Co-op wins on this part of the debate, in my opinion. And based on that, I will continue to hatch out the Aquarium Co-op eggs. So here is the full hatch rate. Now, first things first, I'm gonna say this, even though I like the Aquarium Co-op eggs for the separation factor, both eggs will give you a premium hatch rate. On the left again is the Brine Shrimp Direct, on the right is the Aquarium Co-op eggs. Now, I don't have a real way to test what actual 90% is, but I wanted to give the best visual representation I could after draining both hatchers to a very similar level, removing all the eggs that I could, and then removing all the live baby brines I could, and showcasing the hatch rate. They both have a very high, a very good hatch rate. So ultimately, it really comes down to what brand do you want to use, and what brand is gonna work best for you in your fish room, right? It's personal preference, but on the separation factor, Aquarium Co-op definitely took the cake on that one, but both have a good hatch rate. So now that we've finished the physical testing portion of the eggs, I want to get into some cost comparison so you can truly decide for yourself which one is the best for you. Now, the full thing, well, I guess the variable I'm going to avoid is shipping. Each one may have some different shipping costs, entailed with the product. It depends where you're buying it from. And since that's such a large variable depending on where you may live, I'm gonna forego the shipping part, but I definitely wanna get into what you're going to be seeing when you purchase these eggs and what you can expect per ounce, I think is how we're gonna look at this. So first things first, let's go ahead and come check out here each site that we're gonna be buying this from. So first we're gonna start off with the Aquarium Co-op eggs. So when you load into the Aquarium Co-op website, you're gonna see this. We're gonna search here for brine shrimp eggs. And here we're gonna find the Aquarium Co-op brine shrimp eggs. And on the Aquarium Co-op site, they have this listed as $19.99. So let's write, so $19.99 is gonna be our cost of $20. And then I know they're gonna show here some different images of this, and hopefully we can show kind of what we're gonna get from this. Now the size of this, they're saying it's 100 grams. Now when you break that down into ounces, it's 3.5 ounces of eggs you're going to get. So 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. So let's jump over to Brine Shrimp Direct, and I think it says brineshrimpdirect.com, but we're gonna check this out here. Again, this is a local company to me, so it's actually kind of cool. So let's load into this. Now, here they have different options of brine shrimp eggs, so I just want to make sure you know which one you're getting. So you have like some eggs that are 65% hatch rate all the way up to the premium grade. So we're focusing on the premium grade hatch rate. So we're going to pull that up. And then here you also have different size options you can get. So their smallest is a 1.75 ounce, but the one we're using in our testing, just to show cost comparison, which I think is kind of the closest to it, is going to be their premium grade 8 ounce brine shrimp, which they have at $27.95. So if we do a so let's get into a full cost comparison showing which each one's going to cost per ounce. So the reason I'm doing a full cost comparison breakdown along the visual representations, I want to give you the most information possible to help you make the best decision. So you saw the hatch rates, you kind of know my opinion on that one, but I definitely want to know your opinion. So let's get into this. We'll start with the Brine Shrimp Direct eggs. That is the one that I've been using the most, because we just barely got the Aquarium Co-Op eggs. That's one I have the most experience with. And I think that's the one that's been around the longest, which a lot of people know of. So if we do the 8 ounce cans, the 8 ounce jar from Brine Shrimp Direct, you are looking at, what did I write down here? Hang on. $3.49 per ounce. Now that's on an 8 ounce jar. If you went up to their 16 ounce can, which is a lot of brine shrimp eggs, it is $3.12 per ounce. But again, we're going to focus in on that 8 ounce jar, which I think is the most reasonable for people. So it's $3.49 per ounce, costing you a total of $27.95 before taxes and before shipping. Now, if we move over to the Aquarium Co-Op brine shrimp eggs, now I have to kind of give my opinion on this one. I think they made a smaller, kind of a version between the smallest and the biggest, so more people have a better chance of using all the eggs before they go bad, kind of a thing. But anyways, so at $19.99 for a 3.5 ounce can, it will cost you $5.71 per ounce. Now that is, again, before taxes, before shipping. So for $19.99 before taxes, before shipping, it is $5.71 per ounce. So there is a difference there. I mean, what is that? What's that difference here? Let me hurry and do my calculations. 571, 12. So that is a difference of $2.59 per ounce if we're looking at the 3.5 ounce can from Aquarium Co-Op and the 8 ounce jar from Brine Shrimp Direct. So I'll let you be the final benefactor on which egg you want to get. I both think have a great hatch rate, and you honestly can't go wrong with either one. But I wanted to give you all the facts, all the info, so you can decide for yourself. So leave me a comment down below. Very interested to see what is your opinion on both of the hatch rates. Do you think they match up to that 90% hatch rate kind of a thing? And which brine egg are you going to use? Are you going to stick with something you've been using for a long time? Or are you going to give either of these a chance? Because you may not have used either of these. So always curious to hear what you guys have to say. On your way out, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and we'll talk to you guys in the next one.